Well, hello. Back on February 20th of 2020, I purchased an Aurora 88 from Le Caron du Comte. On July 16th, 2020, it arrived in southwest North Dakota. So now it is July 20th of 2020, and I've been writing with it. I've written through one full fill on it, and working on number 2. It was part of a set of 3 pens that I purchased with money made from this channel. The first one was a Platinum Izumo, which I would have shown you probably a few months ago. The second one was a Platinum Curidas. And then the third one was the Aurora 88. Now, what makes this one special? Well, I'll tell you. They introduced a series based on, let's say, on space, because it definitely wasn't a tour of the solar system. Because one of them was a nebulosa, and, you know, nebulas are like the clouds of blown up stars. And as far as I know, our star hasn't blown up yet. I mean, probably will at some point. That's what I keep telling my students. Like, you guys have fun with that. I'll be dead. But some of the finishes I really liked. I first saw the Soleil finish with Matt Armstrong's video. I really liked it, but I never bought it. I liked the Nebulosa. They've done a couple others. I don't remember what all planets. I know Mars for sure, which was okay, but kind of red for my tastes. And they did the Urano and Mercury. And I feel like Pluto was in there somewhere. So their latest one is the Giove finish. Giove, of course, is Jupiter, who is kind of the head god of the Roman god pantheon, and the biggest planet in our solar system. So let's see if it lives up to that name. All right, the moment is here. So got this back from the post office, and even though it's hot out and I'm actually running my air conditioner, I turned it off because I want to write with this pen. So let's take a look at it. So it arrived in this cardboard box. Sticker there just to hide my address. I did already cut it open. This is just a little receipt hidden away because it also has my address on it. And then in the box we've got a lot of tissue paper and little something that I didn't order. So we'll see what this thing I didn't order is first. How about that? We'll make you wait on the pen. If I'm careful enough, maybe I can reuse the wrapping paper. Alright, so and a little bit more cutting. So anyway, this is Le Caron du Comte, and they tend to put wrapping paper on the stuff they ship you for some reason. So this is Aurora Ink. Huh. Does that mean something to anybody? It doesn't look like their typical bottle. Inchiostro. I wonder if that's the color. Okay. Apparently Aurora has purple ink now. Who knew? I haven't really been following stuff like that lately. I have enough ink. And I thought they just had 3 basic colors, but I guess not. Alright, so it looks like the pen arrives in quite the beast of a box. And you know me in packaging. Oh, look, more wrapping paper to take off. Fortunately for you, I'm going to edit most of this wrapping paper cutting out. Fast forward. This is why I don't do unboxing videos. So, it's an Aurora. Cento. They're celebrating their 100 years. So let's find out if it was worth waiting since February 20th, 2020 to today, which is what? July 17th, I think. Alright, so lots of junk written on that slipcover dealio yo. Then we've got the black thing inside. And we've got another box with a little flappy doodle on the front. Maybe eventually we'll get to the pen. Alright, hard box, but maybe I can store something in it. Oh, it's got like a hingy thing on it. That's kind of groovy. Some literature. Oh, I guess if I go to their museum, I get a discount if I present this ticket. That'd be cool. I don't know if I'll ever visit Italy, but I'd like to. And then here's the pen. And let's just double check if there's anything underneath. Oh, more literature and another ink bottle. So, yeah, just stuff about, you know, this is a fountain pen. This is your brain on fountain pens. You know, the typical business. So, we'll pull the pen out. Okay. You know, I've seen its pictures. Not quite what I was picturing, but quite lovely. I'll put some links to pictures of Jupiter in the video description. It isn't really matching that. You know, I kind of wish they would have made a deal out of the big red spot and the bands. You know, that said, it is a quite attractive pen. So it's this Giove Jupiter Aurora. You know, they've had a few that I've really liked. I really couldn't tell you why this caught my eye the way it did, because nothing about it is what I typically like in a pen. Piston Filler, because it's an Aurora 88. And broad Aurora nib with a ebonite feed, of course. So I'm not going to use their provided ink. I have been thinking about this ever since I ordered the pen, making sure I didn't use up this little bottle. I have a bottle of Colorverse Jupiter Flyby. I may have a problem. Oh shoot. Didn't think that one through. Oop, it fits. Okay. So lots of bubbling going on down there. I think I'll only do one fill this time. Now this is a somewhat limited edition ink, I guess. I'm not going to post the pen, I don't think. Darn, that's a good looking pen though. That finish is growing on me quickly. Like I said, I knew what it would look like. I just, I don't know, I expected... It's not Jupiter. This is my problem. So I did buy the broad nib. And Colorverse Jupiter Flyby. This is kind of a fun ink. It goes on reddish, sort of like the red spot, and then dries to a brown, which I think is more in line with Jupiter. Jupiter does have some interesting moons, though, if you ever get a chance to visit. Last time I was out there, Io... Actually, Io looks a lot like you're visiting hell. I know the people that live there don't like it when we say that, but, you know, all the volcanoes and stuff, hell. Let's see, Europa is the other really famous one. It's just, looks like Antarctica, only darker. It's ice. Don't break through the ice, though, because there are creatures that live under the ice that, although humans aren't really nutritious food for them, they don't know it, so you'll get eaten. Wetness and flow. They do have bioluminescence too, so that could be something that they're trying to model on this pen. I'm not sure. Then there's Callisto or Ganymede. I'm drawing a blank now. One of them is pretty far away, and you don't need all the radiation shielding to build a colony there or to stay there. The trouble out there is there's so darn much radiation. Part of that's why they have, so few people living there. It is kind of cool, though, to look up at Jupiter in the sky from the surface of Europa. All right, so it's a smear test. So far, pretty wet. I always like to try reverse writing. I will say I've never actually taken a fountain pen into space with me. I don't know that they'll work too well in zero gravity, and do I really want the extra mass? So I don't. And on microgravity, like on some of the moons, maybe. That's a good question. Next time I travel out there, maybe I'll take along a platinum preppy or something. I'm not taking this with me. This is staying here in North Dakota. All right, and finally, the world famous and now solar system wide famous Pierre Gustafson test. And I expected that. So I am very excited to dive into writing with this pen. Definitely lighter than you might think looking at it. But I don't care. That is a fun nib. So this will be a lot of fun to play with. So got a couple more things, and we'll finish it up. So I can't help but think Aurora missed the boat on the finish. I thought they did well. Mars is the red planet. Mercury's kind of grayish-brown. Pluto's kind of grayish-brown. Nebulas have all kinds of cool colors, so, do whatever you want. Thanks, really loud vehicle, for going by right now. And then Jupiter is a funky planet with brown stripes, white stripes. I mean, they're dirty white stripes, but still. And a big red spot. And I think it would have been cool if they could have captured it. I'm just picturing, maybe we do the same Auralide, but layer the colors. And I know they can layer acrylic colors because I've seen it done on cheap Chinese pens. Have a brown band, a white band, a brown band, a white band. And then somehow fit in, because it's Aurora and it's an expensive pen, fit in a red spot somewhere, maybe on the cap or on the pen body so it stays with the pen. A nice big red spot. And so I think they really missed the boat in the design sense. I don't even think they really captured the wonders of Jupiter's moons, which would have been cool too. So yeah, they missed the boat on the finish. I like the finish. If it was named something else, I think I would still like it. But they shouldn't have named it. Thank you, another loud vehicle, for going by. Oh, let's give it an extra blast. But I just, they missed the boat on the finish. That said, you may have heard me say in the introduction that I have written it dry. I can't remember now if I said that. I wrote it dry over the weekend, so I had to refill it with more Jupiter flyby, so I'm now on my second fill. Aurora makes good nibs. And yeah, I said nibs because Aurora makes their own nibs. One of the few pen manufacturers that does. A lot of them just buy Giove or Bach or... Is Schmidt still a thing? Anyway, a lot of them buy nibs from other manufacturers. Aurora makes their own. They make their own feeds right there. So I think that's cool, and Aurora nibs are good. I already have an Aurora Flex nib, and so this broad is something nice to add to it. And an Aurora broad, as you saw, isn't quite as wide as a typical European broad. So all in all, a pretty pleasant writing experience. And the pen itself is well designed, feels comfortable in the hand. It's a lighter pen, but very comfortable. So I'm thrilled with the experience. Was it worth waiting 5 months for? Well, maybe that's part of why I still like it 4 days later. I don't know. But I don't blame Le Couronne du Comte for it. They just had, a whole pandemic happen right in the middle of all this. And I pre-ordered the pen anyway. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. And the nice thing buying from a European retailer is the prices were significantly lower than from a U.S. retailer. So I always suggest if you're going to buy pens, shop around. Sometimes Europeans can do better shopping at an American retailer. Or Europeans and Americans can do better shopping at a Japanese retailer. I have no problem saving a little money. I'm still supporting a small business instead of a big, Amazon or something. So I'm happy to do that. One test I always like to do, although I'm unlikely to ever carry the pen this way. I don't have a pocket in this shirt, so that was my pocket test. Yeah, it fit in my pocket very quickly. And, this shirt has kind of a thicker collar, so, if you're trying to put it in your Jupiter-themed flannel, I guess you can do that. So, I'm really happy I bought it. I always have trouble, emotionally with buying really expensive things. And I know somebody's going to make that snide comment, well, if you're going to spend that much on a pen, why didn't you just fly to Italy? Like, okay, yeah, but I like the pen. And right now, travel overseas is not a possibility, especially since I'm an American. And COVID-19, nobody wants us right now. So, anyway, I'm thrilled with the pen. What can I say? I'm not sorry I bought it. I don't have to make excuses for how I spend my money. So, if you like it and you can afford it, why not? So anyway, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you later among the stars. Ooh. Bye-bye.